Hey everybody, what's going on? Is your host, Chris Flowers. Here's the deal. Today, we're going to talk about some things that you may have too much of or not enough of in fear and inspiration. We're going to figure out which one you got and which one you need more of. Let's get into the show. Excuse me, as usual. We'll start out with our sponsors, of course. Sponsoring the show. We love all of our sponsors. We have, of course, first is always Litchfield Auto. Phil and his team at Litchfield Auto are located over at 671 North 137th Avenue in Goodyear, Arizona. At least there's one fair and honest mechanic out there. Like I said, I can attest to it because I've been a customer of theirs for 15 years and I won't go anywhere else. I refer everybody to them. I don't care if you're in the East Valley. Come over here to the West Valley if you want a fair and honest mechanic. Phil and his team over at Litchfield Auto. They're the real deal. And then, of course, we have our newest sponsor, Clark Barnella of Venetian Pool Spa and Patio. I've had the honor of knowing him and his father and his family for many years. Known him since he was 15 years old, and he's in his 40s now. So how old does that make me? I just wanted to let you know that if you sign up with a weekly pool service, he'll prorate a month for free. Weekly services are billed monthly, and they're as low as $115 a month, but restrictions apply due to the area and the size of the pool. You can always give him a call on his cell at 602-316-3671. His website is myarizonapoolservice.com. You text him with a promo code, here's a deal. He'll include a filter clean with a weekly service for 30% off on any new or repair deals. So there's our sponsors. Like I said, definitely work with them because they're working with us. So again, fear or inspiration? What's stopping you from starting a business? Is it fear or do you lack inspiration? Okay. So these are the things that you got to reflect on. These are the things that you got to, really, check yourself on. Okay. Because you may be a little too inspired. Okay. Like I said, it's not always a conversation you think is gonna have like, oh, you have too much fear and not enough inspiration. No, you may have a little too much inspiration. Okay. Sometimes you gotta pump the brakes a little bit too. You gotta go into this thinking, okay? And sometimes, yes, maybe you don't have enough fear. Okay. You got to do some math here. You got to do some like really, gut check time here. Okay. And you gotta respect it because like I said, the only thing that are guaranteed death, taxes, and Jesus is coming back. There's no guarantees that starting your own business is going to work out. Okay. But if you're listening, here's the deal. You work with the partners that we bring on. Okay. We're going to give you some tools to get you going in the right direction. We're going to get you in there, get you at least going in the right direction. What you do with it is completely up to you. That's gonna be up to you. But what is stopping you from starting your own business? Okay. Ask yourself that question. I know starting a business isn't for everybody. I mean, I get it. But at the same time, literally, I was just reading on LinkedIn like this week. Okay. Very large company. You would all know the name if I said it. 22 years. This guy worked there for 22 years. Okay. They're restructuring his whole department. This guy's looking for work after 22 years. This guy's had it good. Big company, sure had all the perks and everything like that. Job gone. Okay. Welcome to the world of AI, guys. Okay. Is your cushy little job safe? Is it really? You got to think. Okay. This is reality. This is happening. Okay. And if you think you got some white collar job, and this guy was white collar, okay, it wasn't some blue collar job. They shipped his job off, to China or something like that. These are white collar jobs. AI coming in, gone. All right. So AI can be great for some things, but in some things, it's gonna hurt some people in some ways. So there's gonna be that balance in that. But what's it gonna do to you? You think you're untouchable? You better start thinking again. Okay. Now, this is where you gotta, like I said, dig deep, okay, and find out what you're really passionate about. Okay, what is it that drives you? Okay, because if you're going to start a business, it's going to be a grind. Okay, we've talked about this before. All right, you're going to work 14-hour days. You're going to wear all the hats at first. Okay, this is going to happen. but you have to be willing to risk it. You know what I'm saying? No risk it, no biscuit. Okay. Just like Bruce Arians used to say when he used to coach the Cardinals. You know, these things in life, like I said, there's no guarantees in life, and your business could fail. 100% could fail. But if you work hard, like I said, use the tools, you're passionate about what you're doing. Okay. And that's the other thing that's great about America too. Okay. That's what's great about America. Even if you start off on your own business and you hit some hard times, okay, there's things you can do to supplement your income. Maybe you go get a little side hustle. Maybe, I've known people that have driven for like grocery deliveries while they're waiting for deals to come in. I've known people that have, got some part-time work or maybe even work full-time and put their business as their side hustle until they started going again. That's what's great about America. Okay, these things can't happen. And sometimes they do. But if you're willing to keep on the grind and you're willing to just go all in, okay, you can make it. All right. You can make it. It can be done. But again, you're not going to do it on your own. Okay. It's going to take a lot of prayer. It's going to take a lot of determination, a lot of hard work. So being afraid, should not stop you. I mean, fear can be a good thing. Like I said, fear, going way off, the deep end. Okay. Like I said, we've had shows, like I said, going Cortez, when you just quit your job, cash out your 401k, max out your credit cards, all that. Okay. That's not going all in. That's just going crazy. That's going Cortez. You're going nuts. Okay. Let's pump the brakes on that. Okay. I understand you're motivated. That's great. But let's pump the brakes and get a plan going. Okay. And again, like I covered in, going Cortez the episode, go back and research that on the YouTube channel. There is pre-revenue money out there. I can help you get it. Okay. I got all the lenders. I know who's doing these kind of deals and who isn't. So if you're looking to get something going, you're looking for capital, that's where you talk to your boy here. Here's the deal. Because this is what I do. Okay. And like I said, there's pre-revenue dollars out there. You don't got to put all your chips in. Matter of fact, I don't want you to put all your chips in. Well, you got to have some skin in the game. That is true. There is no such thing as a free lunch. But at the same time, don't put all your chips in the middle. Okay. We gotta, let's play the hand a little bit. All right. But now there's the inspiration piece. Okay. What is motivating you? What's motivating you to start the business? You got to check yourself sometimes. Okay. Is it money that's motivating you? I mean, because if just making money is your motivator, you're not going to inspire people. You're not, I love the Denzel Washington. Anybody that knows me knows I love the Denzel Washington speech, Fail Big. Okay. There's a lot of things you could take out of that speech. I suggest you go look it up on YouTube and watch it. But he says, when you get to the point where you want to be, reach one, teach one. Okay. So we gotta inspire people. We gotta help people out along the way. Okay. You got to go out there. I mean, making money is a byproduct. Okay. If you're doing the right thing, you have a good service, you're doing it with the right intentions, making money is a byproduct. Okay. If you're out there, trying to be the boss, you know, and you're going to go around just telling people what to do, and it's not going to work. Okay. You're not inspiring anybody. Again, you'll hear me say, quoting Steve Jobs a lot or whatever. Steve Jobs had a clear vision, and he spoke that clear vision to everybody, and they all bought in. Okay. They bought in on his vision. So when you inspire people, that you hire, or you inspire people, they'll say, hey, I want to come work for you. Okay. You got to delegate 100%. I mean, when you start out at first, yeah, you're going to grind, you're going to hustle, you're going to wear all the hats. Okay. But you got to get off of that train as fast as possible. We had the show on delegation. Again, you can go back and check the shows, past shows. Delegation's key, but at the same time, are do you want to be the boss? Like all the boss, think back to the bosses you've had. Okay. You want to be like them, or do you want to be somebody different? Do you want people to want to come to work every day? Do you want to inspire people that say, hey, you know what? I enjoy what we do here at this company. Okay. I see the value that we bring to people, our products, our services. When you have employees that are motivated to come to work every day, they're going to work their ass off for you. Okay. Because they're not doing it for you. They're doing it for, the vision of the company. Okay. And they're really doing it for you too. Like, so you treat these people well, treat people better than the way you got treated. Well, like I said, that's the reason why you want to start a business, because you're sick and tired of working for the man, right? So think about that. Be the boss you haven't had yet. Inspire people. Like I said, get people motivated to want to come to work today. And then say, go by, hey, how you doing? All the fake platitudes and all that other crap. No, no, no. Really get to know your people. You know, I think you really gotta, you know, sit down and get to know their goals. Help them fulfill their dreams. Somebody may work for you for 20 years, and that'd be great, right? Or somebody may come in, you know, because you want to hire people that are talented in areas that you're not talented, and help them to achieve their goals. Okay, ask them, hey, what is it you're wanting to do? What is it you want to do from five? Well, hey, maybe they want to start their own business. Okay, they came in and helped you start yours. Why would you not help them start theirs? Unless they're like direct competition or something like that. But even still, you know, there are a million people out there doing podcasts. Okay, I'm somebody else's competition. Somebody else might come on and be my competition. But you know what? Nobody's me. There's the difference. There's a million podcasts out there talking about business, blah, blah, blah. Nobody's me. I'm the original. I'm the one of one. That's what makes Here's the Deal. Okay. What makes the deal so great is I'm the guy on the mic. All right. Nobody's doing the way I do it. Okay. Like I said, I couldn't do this without the sponsors. Couldn't do this without Jesus. Couldn't do it without sponsors. Couldn't do it without the fans. Definitely couldn't do it without my family. Got the total supporting cast. But what makes Here's the Deal different than every other podcast out there? You're looking at it, me, okay, and the people that I bring on. Okay, that's what makes the difference. So I'm not afraid to start this podcast. Matter of fact, it motivates me, inspires me, because like I said, I'm trying to inspire other people. Okay, making money on it is the byproduct. Okay, which I enjoy doing that too, because I'm not doing this for free. But that's the way you got to look at this thing. You got to be passionate about it. Okay. And you got to want to inspire somebody. You got to make somebody's life better. You know, that's just the way, just the way I think. Because you go into it with this thing like, you're going to hire people to do the day-to-day stuff. You're going to go golfing, whatever. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, is that the boss that, you want your people to have? Like, is that the boss that you had? Don't be that guy. All right. Don't be that girl. Always remember though, especially when it comes to like, say, if you're motivated by money, talks about James 4:13, where it says, "Don't be so arrogant to think like, oh, we're gonna go to this city for a year and we're gonna buy and sell and make a profit. If it's God's will, then you'll do it." Okay, so remember that. If it's God's will, it'll be done. All right. So, like I said, be willing to check yourself on that. Um, but again, what is it that gets you going? What is it that you're passionate about? Because like I said, this has got to be something, again, I was playing around with an idea with a meatball business, maybe doing a little catering because I love to cook, you know, okay, but, I was sitting there like, I had to do the math. Is this something I want to do every single day? Do I want to do, 10, 15 orders a day? Do I want to do this? It's like, no, no, I don't. Okay. And I had great profit margins. My profit margins, I mean, like I said, I knew the books, I knew how to work it. And it's okay, my profit margins were excellent. I mean, from a book standpoint, from a cash flow standpoint, fantastic. Right. And yeah, I could have, worked at it, hired some people. Now, if I had my brother out here who's been a chef for like 40 years, yeah, we could have definitely made this thing going. Right. Because I would have just covered the books and the sales. He could have covered it. Beautiful. But I don't have him out here. He's in South Carolina. I'm in Arizona, unfortunately. So I'm like, hey, am I going to do this every day? Like I said, no. You know what I mean? So that's where those are hard checks You got to do on yourself. You got to be real. Here's the deal. Like I said, shit gets real, right? You got to have some real hard, check yourself moments there. Again, even starting a business, it may not be for you, or you gotta again plan for it. It's not like I said, this is chess. Okay, we're not just we're not playing checkers here. We're playing chess. Okay, you got to get those power pieces out. You got to control that middle of that board, and then you launch the offense. All right, this is not something you just go into flying by the seat of your pants. You know, get a plan, talk to your people, pray about it. Get what you if you're married, you better have your spouse on board. You know what I mean? Don't try to do this all on your own. I said, don't go Cortez now. Okay. It's these are hard conversations that people don't want to really have that introspection on. They're so motivated to get it done, which is like, so you're definitely going to need all that. Uh, but until again, it's going to be scary. There's like I said, it's going to be scary. But again, that's why I love the Denzel speech of, fail big. You know, don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to fail, because businesses fail all the time. If you gotta fall back and get a job job, okay. Again, that's what makes America great. What I mean? If you got to go, drive, delivery, do Uber or something like that. Hey, man, you know what? But if it's your dream, it's your passion, your goal, you're going to keep working on the side, keep working on the side until it catches. You got to be willing to tweak things. You got to be willing to accept coaching. I said, that's why Eric Whitmore, so great. That's the guy you want to get on board on your team. Okay. Get a business coach. You know what I'm saying? When you can afford it. He offers some really different group classes too. So don't be afraid of that. You got to hear from these other people, like I said, you that have been where you want to go, and accept their guidance. Okay. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask for help, because we're all willing to give it. You know what I mean? So you got to I love the Denzel speech, because it talks about dreams without goals are just dreams. Okay. You have a dream like, oh, I want to do this thing, this and that. You got to have goals. Okay. You got to set your goals, daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals. Watch that fail big, because it gets me fired up, but it gets me thinking. Because I'm be honest, I don't set goals every day like I should. And some days I drift, and I got to get pulled back in, and I got to get zeroed in and disciplined. I start going big picture. I start looking, beyond the uh beyond the zone there. But I gotta, okay, let's dial it back in. I'm guilty of it too. And I go back and I'll listen to that speech, and it gives me, okay, dial it back in. You know what I mean? And in the Bible, it talks about, you have to count the cost before you start building. You got to count the cost. Okay. Again, more biblical. I don't know where you're at in your belief or things like that, but I'm a believer in Jesus Christ. So I'm reading that Bible every day. You got to count those costs before you start the construction. Okay. Of whatever it is that you're doing. But have those goals. Okay. Have goals. Do some research. Okay. Yeah. And again, you're going to find a million people doing what you're doing. There's nothing new under the sun. Okay. You may come at it a little bit different because it's you. Just like I said, this podcast is different because it's me. You might come at it a little bit different angle, or people say, hey, you know what? I could go to, you know, whatever, Joe's Auto down the street. You know why I go to Litchfield Auto? Because of Phil, because of his team. You know what I mean? Because anytime I go in there, doesn't matter. It could be Jen, Renee, doesn't matter. They all treat me like I own the place. That's how good they are to their customers. All right. That's why, and they're honest. And I'll always go back to them, because they treated me right the first time I walked in the door. They didn't know me. You know what I mean? When you provide that level of service, okay, that's what makes you one of one. And that's why people will come to you. If you're their IT person and you're saying, hey, we could do this, there's a million IT people out there, but you're one of one. If you could be educating, hey, here's what you're doing. Here's how it works. I don't have time for that. Okay, that's great. Thank you for giving me that knowledge, showing me what you're doing, not keeping me in the dark and, being like a mushroom and keep me in the dark and feed me crap. Thank you for explaining to me what you're doing, but you know what? I hired you for a reason. You keep doing the part, all right? Because that's what you do. That's your dream, that's your passion. I hate it. So you just keep on again, find something you're passionate about. Don't be afraid. Okay. I mean, you gotta have a good, healthy respect for, that not everything's gonna always work out perfect. And you may have to fall back, regroup, launch it again, you know, dial some things in, but don't be afraid to actually go for it because those who dare win. Okay. Carpe diem, seize the day. Again, AI. All right. Your job ain't safe. Let's just be real. Okay. And all these people that are flipping burgers that want to make 20 bucks an hour, you don't think they're going to replace you with some robot? Or, hey, I'll just call, all this, we'll just go strictly to DoorDash or something, whatever. I mean, that your job's not, you think your job's not going to be safe. Okay. But if you're willing to go out and start your own business and grind and be good to your customers and be good to your employees, you can make it and you can do it. Don't, don't I like yeah, I'm gonna quote that Denzel speech, this whole thing. Don't aspire to make a living, aspire to make a difference. That's what keeps a business. That's what makes a business successful. I think it's the motivation behind it. If you're thinking money, if you're thinking this, that, you might make it, you might be great. Okay, cool. But if you start this business because you want to inspire people, you start this business because you want to make a change, then again, profit margin is important. Okay. A lot of people want to just give services away and give it away. Oh, I want to help these people. You got to make money. Okay. You need people, like Fred Paré for um fractional CFO. Okay. My Biz Solutions. You need guys like that to keep your profits up, to keep you in check. But at the same time, if your motivation's there, you can do this. And that's what Here's the Deal is all about. That's what this show is all about, inspiring people to start their businesses, okay? Giving them the right tools to do it. And if I can help in any way from the business capital perspective, I've been a commercial lender for 27 years. This is what I do. Okay, I have access to capital. You want to start talking money with me? Let's sit down. Let's have that conversation. Let's do a Zoom. Or if you need access to other things, like I said, I so many connections out there. Wait till you see some of the interviews we've already got lined up uh, of different resources that I have. If you need a connection somewhere, I got it. All right. So let's talk about doing that. Like I said, let's talk about getting your business either going or taking your existing business already to the next level. Let's start making that work. All right. And in closing, excuse me. And in closing, I just want to, of course, give all praise to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ uh, for sacrificing himself. Not only did he die on a cross for me, but on the third day he rose again. Okay. In fulfillment of the scriptures and defeated hell, death, and the grave for me. And I greatly appreciate it. Of course, I want to thank my family for supporting me in this. And then the sponsors, as always, got more sponsors coming on board. And then, of course, without you, the listeners, there would be no Here's the Deal. So thank you all for subscribing. Tell your friends, tell your loved ones, like I said, because we could always use more. So once again, thank you very much. Don't be afraid, be inspired, but be willing to check yourself as well. And we're out.